Welcome back to Switched to Linux. Well, today I want to talk about Twitter because they really want your phone number, even though it's not their official policy. And I have to wonder, being a security and privacy guy, what's behind this? Where's the guy with the crazy gloves stroking the little kitty going, hee 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 hee? I'm not a big fan of any of the social media, you guys know this, but unfortunately with running some businesses that I do, it is something that we might actually want to use from time to time, just to, just basically to keep up to date. I'm not a huge fan of Twitter. In fact, I absolutely hate it, but it's one of the only mainstream ones that I actually will have an account with. But I've been having this little issue recently, and this actually comes down to the fact that the background story of this is I'm getting ready to launch my publishing consultancy firm, and this is something I've been working on for about 9 or 10 months now. We're fully incorporated into an LLC at this point. The services we're going to offer, we can publish, but we're not set up for that yet. Mostly we're going to be doing consultation and cover designs, interior print designs, all that basic stuff. The cool thing for you guys that like to do this kind of stuff, there will be a specific YouTube channel just for the fine nitty-gritty details, these types of things. But what I'm doing on this is I am creating a series of social media sites. Of course, we have YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud. This is Wattpad, which there's not a fancy icon for, Tumblr, and the basic contact stuff. And the problem is, if you attempt to go into Twitter, you get this right now. Caution, account temporarily restricted. You're seeing this warning because there's been some unusual activity. Do you still want to view it? What's this unusual activity? Nothing. See, Twitter has been doing this thing for about a year now where they're really trying to tie every account to phone numbers. Now, it's not their official policy. Their official policy is you can verify your account via an email or you can verify your account via a phone number. If you verify your account via an email, you'll get the email, you enter in your validation, and then the very next time you log into Twitter, you're going to get this notice on the back end that says, you need to enter a phone number for verification because there's been unusual activity. And in fact, what does the unusual activity say? Well, I have the text of the email right here, and let me show you what that's going to look like. So the text of the email right here, of course, this was as of last Friday. I'm recording this on the following Wednesday, so this is, about 5 or 6 days out. You need to reset, if you need to reset your password because of it, enter over here, blah, blah, blah. If your Twitter account is suspended or locked and you're unable to access it, please log into your account and use this link here. So, of course, I went in there and filled that information out, and I have not heard a single thing back in 5 days. So, when you fill out that form above, it will send you an auto-generated email here. Your account appears to have exhibited automated behavior that violates Twitter rules. Okay, so what are the Twitter rules? I don't know. Let's go ahead and have a look at these automated Twitter rules. This is a count. There's nothing on it. Violence, terrorism, violent extremism, child abuse, exploitation, abuse, harassment, hateful content, suicide, self-harm, sensitive media, illegal certainties. Obviously, nothing of that sort because there's nothing on the account. Platform manipulation and spam. Electron integrity. I mean, man, you got to be a quantum physicist to mess with the electron integrity around here. I'm telling you. Impersonation and copyright or trademark. So obviously none of that actually would apply to my account because there's nothing on it yet. I created it as a corporate account. I created several different accounts, and then I went back into patch in the data, brand everything, get everything all set up, throw a few tweets out there. Hello world, I exist. And when that had occurred, I have been perpetually locked out ever since. So in order to use it, log into your account. You'll see the prompt letting you know your account has been locked. Click start, and then enter your phone number. See, here's the problem. The reason we are having this issue is Twitter's official policy. They do not need a phone number. So let's go ahead and jump over to these. Let's go ahead and hit sign up on Twitter. So you can come over here, enter your name, whatever that happens to be, and under phone number, you have this option here, use email instead. So if I enter my email address, okay, and they're going to send you an email, and you're going to get a verification code. It's like a 6-digit verification code. You enter that, and your account is confirmed. The problem is the very next time you attempt to sign on to Twitter, they're going to lock it, and they absolutely 100% unequivocally want the phone number anyway. Now, what's going on? Well, some people have blamed this as Twitter is a left-wing liberal cesspool, and they're just targeting conservatives. Maybe they know I'm a conservative. Maybe they don't. They'd have to be doing some pretty extreme things to determine that, being is that I really don't post seriously conservative content. And I really don't interact with Twitter a lot. And I usually just throw it to say, hey, I have a new video. Here it is. And so this is Mashable, which is basically claiming hundreds of conservatives users are falsely named bots. Of course, you know, it's this whole left versus right thing. I think this is a bunch of balderdash. A thing on Reddit, of course, Twitter is forcing me to add my phone number as of 1 year ago. How can I stop this? Of course, a lot of this advice is, oh, sign up for Google Voice. Sign up for this. No, people, once the company says, you've got to give us a phone number, look for every other option. If they will not give you another option, you stop using the service. And that's what it's going to turn into, is if we cannot get this Twitter account activated by the time I'm ready to launch my corporate website, Twitter will not be on my corporate website. It just won't be there. I'm not going to be sitting here fighting in the background. These guys are unscrupulous morons. They are allowing you to sign up for an account with a validated email. I have went through there. I have validated the email. I have went through their contact forms. I sent them a message saying the form is validated, and I have not heard anything. Only crickets for over 5 days now. That is completely unacceptable for a platform which, by the way, constitutional rights have basically said, hey, since the president is on this, I, as an American citizen, have the right to a Twitter account. Believe it or not, that is effectively what the court ruling said. I'm not sure I want to go down those legal paths, but it's an argument to be said. So the most intriguing thing that I've seen is actually this post here, which is twirspz.wordpress.com. I don't know who this guy is. I haven't a clue. But I read this and I was like, this is a very interesting, compelling argument. So basically what this author is surmising is that Twitter is simply engaging in locking accounts as a ransom racket, and the ransom is your phone number. Why? Well, because with your phone number, and by the way, the terms and conditions say nothing about security of your account. Everything is about the ability to reach you by phone. And I don't want Twitter to reach me by phone, okay? I don't attach phone numbers to anything. Nothing gets attached to phone numbers. They are public information. They are too easy to spoof. They are too easy to compromise. They're too easy to steal. It is the worst thing in the world. You never attach anything to a phone number. It is completely insecure. Don't do it. I'd rather have no external authentication than to have a cell phone onto something. Okay, now what do you use? Two-factor chips. You can use two-factor apps on your cell phone is generally an okay way to go, but you don't want to attach your phone number specifically to it. So what this author surmises here is that they are trying to basically, it's a ransom pin. They've like, whoever's going to have a Twitter account, everyone's going to have a Twitter account now. It becomes this way to steal everybody's phone number. And no, Twitter, you're not going to get my phone number. If you cannot unlock my account and allow me to use it with a verified email, then I guess my corporate website will not have a Twitter account. Screw you. There's other options out there in the world. All right. So, what's this guy say? Now, he's going through a series of tweets of all things. What the irony? My account was locked. I had to give them a phone number. That's ridiculous. No, you know what the ridiculous thing is? The fact that you felt you needed to give them the phone number. You know, walk away. Here's a tip in negotiating. Whoever keeps the walkaway power wins the negotiation. Okay. So, of course, anything that doesn't have a phone number verified to it. Now, by the way, the other Twitter accounts that I have do not have phone numbers attached to them. They do have emails. Now, the Switch to Linux one, they did give me this issue, and I went through this process, and within 24 hours, they allowed me access to that. If you guys remember back when I had taken that break for a week to work on the background and the back-end branding, and I launched all the social accounts, built some new screens and things like that. If you remember the thing, I'm not sure if the bird is going to land. That's what I was dealing with, is this issue. Only this case, this is my official incorporated LLC. Documents are filed with the U.S. government, and they have locked me out of that Twitter account. And they're not getting a phone number, period. So they will either open it or we won't use Twitter. Which, by the way, I am talking with somebody about doing another option, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. So he says, your account appears to have exhibited automated behavior that violates Twitter rules, and we've locked your account because we've detected some unusual activity. What unusual activity is this? I created an account, and then I came back to it a few hours later to add the branding and the images and the things when I had some more time. What's unusual? Creating an account and then not automatically, I'm addicted already. No. Slow down, people. Slow down. All right. So, of course, what he's basically saying is Twitter's just gagging to bug you with texts and mine your phone's data. In the defense to the contrary, as long as you don't put Twitter on your phone, they're not going to mine your data, but they could annoy the bejeebers out of you with texts, and I'm not securing anything with a phone anyway. If you provide us with the phone number, you agree to receive text messages to that number from us. That is in the privacy policy, which, by the way, doesn't have anything else to do about safeguarding your account. Twitter just wants to be able to spam you with messages. Which, by the way, I hate text messaging. When you send me text messages, you probably won't get a reply. I don't like texting, period. I hate it. It is an abomination to me. Very simple, very basic stuff. Every now and again is okay. You want to talk to me? Call me on the phone. You will either get my voicemail, in which case I will probably call you back, or I'll pick up the phone. You text me, it actually interferes with my day. So here's just a few more things. 5 minutes, my account was locked because I didn't give a phone number. Now they're talking about the prevalence between 2015, 2017, the number of tweets from real people complaining about being locked out of Twitter for apparent automation. Unusual suspicious activity did not diminish. It noticeably increased. What does this suggest? Well, a cynic might say it suggests that far from being keen to correct flawed system, Twitter has in fact re-engineered the trap to catch more genuine users, to hold more real users to ransom. All right. So in denying real users access to their accounts, Twitter is effectively seizing those accounts' content, a content which Twitter's own terms of service state it does not own. So here's a line for it indicating that you own your content. But of course, if you do not give them the phone number, you cannot even get in there and delete that content. And that's what this author is arguing. So they will automatically block you from doing anything and everything. Of course, they give you that, ooh, scary sign. This user has a... I think, what? Yeah. So what led to it? Appears I have logged in too quickly after logging out of other accounts within the same browser. See, that never happens with me because I only access Twitter from Chromium on this computer. I only access Twitter from Chromium on the computer under a different user account for the Christian stuff, and the corporate also has its own separate user account. So, that being said, that's kind of what goes on. Now, ultimately, what is the concern here? In fact, I was telling my cousin this today, and he's like, well, you can just, get a voicemail service. I said, no, that's not the point. The point is you never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, attach anything important to a phone number. Why? Well, from Forbes, hackers are hijacking phone numbers and breaking into email and to bank accounts, and how to protect yourself. So if you have a cell phone, use Gmail, Yahoo, iCloud, Dropbox, Evernote, Facebook, Twitter, and the websites of banks and countless other web services, you are at risk of being hacked, having your money stolen, and sensitive information being exposed and blackmailed. with just your phone number and a little bit of what's called social engineering, in which the hacker doesn't necessarily need technical knowledge, but just to convince a customer service rep that they are you, a maliciously intended person, can break into and have access to all of the above accounts and more. What are they doing? Well, they're stealing the numbers. They can interfect. In fact, you don't even have to do this anymore. You don't even have to do this social engineering. All you need to do is have a very well-crafted message, because when you go to log into something that verifies with a text message, then they can actually be attempting to log into your account. They get the message. They send a spoofed message to you immediately, and a number of people that will send that message back is quite staggering. They've still stolen your number because they're relying on your phone as being the one unhackable thing, and the reality is it's the most hackable thing you have. All right. So, I mean, you can get social security numbers. Well, thanks to Equifax, if you're in America and an adult, they already have it. They're simply going to go in, use your Gmail or online bank, tries to log in, hit the forget the password. It gets the phone text or the code texted to your phone number. Now, a lot of this has to do with security, which is what they said that Twitter is not specifically doing. But the point is, utilizing your phone number on your accounts is the least secure thing you can do. How you can institute it? Well, institute a passcode on the account, which, by the way, does not generally work. A social engineering hack can get around that PIN number. Use a mobile carrier-specific email address to access that account. This is a tip that is somewhat useful. Using a variety of different email addresses. This is why I do not use the big name email providers. I get my own domain name, I buy my own little server, and I can spin up an email address just for banks. I can spin up another one just for social accounts. I can spin up another one just for family. I can spin up another one for spam. I can spin up all these addresses, and it works so much better. That way, if one account is compromised, it doesn't compromise the integrity of other more important, more sensitive tips. Disable online access to your wireless account. Yeah, good luck with that. Tell your carrier you'd like to require that changes to your account be only made in person with a photo ID. Good luck with that. Try Google Voice. This goes back to that whole thing, which sure might be a way around some of this kind of stuff. And then attacking it, create high entropy passwords, blah, blah, blah. Of course, don't use online password managers. Don't answer security questions truthfully. This is a huge one, people. I love security questions on websites. I think this is one of the greatest two-factor authentication methods, but you do not use real information. Like, the most famous old one is, what's your mother's maiden name? Well, thank you, Facebook. I can tell you anybody's mother's maiden name these days. But you make up information and you do not use the same information on any two accounts. Security questions are your best. In fact, I closed a bank account recently because they changed a policy requiring a phone number. And I said, hey, I have this account secured with security questions. That's what I want to use. Nope, we got to have a phone number. Close the account. Close it right now. I'm gung-ho about this crap. Do not connect your main phone number, the one you protected, via the steps above, unless it's managed by Google Voice to sensitive accounts. Amen to that. Yes, Forbes knows what they're talking about. Use a one-time passcode generators. All right, that's not bad. Use a security key. These are the UB keys, FIDO keys. Excellent way to use it. The unfortunate thing is not a lot of accounts tie into those yet. All right. Oh, biometric authentication. Burn it with fire. No, we don't want to do that. So that's kind of my thought. Twitter is trying to do spammy things in order to access phone numbers. People resist. Twitter is not important enough to compromise your life's data for it. They want to come along and say, give me your phone number. Tell them no. I will verify with an email address. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments down below.